What's up, TFM family? We finna do another reaction video today. You know what the fuck going on. It's a high-speed police chases caught on dash cam, out of control, 2025 compilation. That means that shit happened this year, in these first 7 months. Let's get straight to the video. Oh shit, oh.
Hello, adrenaline seekers. Witness Atlanta police rescue 3 children after a high-stakes pursuit. A murder suspect launched a desperate attack on
I know the video didn't even start yet, bro. First off, hold the fuck up. Twice. 2 times, bro. Did this thing just drive off road? Is he about to hit this thing off a cliff? Is he about to hit this? It's the first 15 seconds. I just witnessed a fucking murder? Already? This thing is crazy. Oh my god, the fuck? Well, I was saying, bro, he did not have to grab grandma like this, bro. Oh lord, bro. Oh lord, bro.
A high-stakes pursuit. A murder suspect launched a desperate attack.
Nah, bro. Oh lord, bro. I gotta bring attention to this, bro.
Hello, adrenaline seekers. Witness Atlanta police rescue 3.
Like, look how he grabbed Granny. He didn't have to grab Granny like that, bro. He had to grab Granny like this, bro. Free Granny. Alright, back to the bed.
Children after a high-stakes pursuit. A murder suspect launched a desperate attack on a K-9 officer, and Florida troopers execute a textbook Piat maneuver on a Dodge Charger flying at over 110 miles per hour. Real danger, real heroes. All captured on dash cam. Buckle up for the ride.
This all out in the country. You can tell because of the trees in the back and shit. And all the skateboards. Ohio.
May 17, 2025, Sharonville, Ohio. Just after 5:30 p.m., what began as a traffic stop over a fake license plate turned violent when 54-year-old Alicia Bryant suddenly rammed a police cruiser and fled the scene. Ignoring repeated commands to stop, she triggered a dangerous high-speed pursuit, and officers had no choice but to respond with full force.
What's Auntie doing? How you gonna drive to a one-way?
Stop. Stop. Stop from the window and stop the car. You are being stopped. Stop the car. Okay, well you gotta wait for it. Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Stop moving. Move.
Shorty out of there. She's gone. Yeah, Granny. Yeah, Granny. Yeah, Granny.
Towards Chester.
She's stinging him. She's stinging him. Oh, no. She not pushing it. Oh. Granny just had a head start. That's fucked up.
The pursuit intensified through residential streets and commercial parking lots as the suspect tore down Canal, Kimberly, and Enterprise at speeds hitting 103 miles per hour. She repeatedly drove into oncoming traffic, turning each turn into a potential disaster.
Alright, I'm coming up on here.
Bro, what the fuck quality do they dash cams got? What is this, 240p? This shit is trash. We pay taxes every year for this. This shit is trash. This shit need to be 4K. At least 60 frames per second. Really, I want 240. You niggas 8% of my paycheck. Damn! Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. You both, Granny both hit the right there, bro.
After circling through industrial areas, the suspect nearly struck an officer head-on. Undeterred, she broke through a police barricade and veered onto I-275, escalating the chase onto the interstate and raising the stakes for everyone involved.
To another dead end, or did she know where she's at? This is like an Enterprise. Like,
doubling back onto familiar roads, the suspect blew past a police barrier as if it didn't exist. With air support overhead and multiple agencies closing in, officers deployed spike strips near exit 526 on I-275. Her front left tire shredded, sparks flew, chaos intensified. What desperation fuels a choice like this, and at what cost?
Yeah, I think she also. She gotta be also. For her to be running like that. She don't like a bad lady, you know? out the view.
I got the driver.
Granny jumped out the view. I was moving. She said, yeah, Granny. Yeah, Granny. She said, you gonna have to catch me.
After a 10-mile chase, Bryant was tackled and arrested on the highway 15 minutes after it all began. She now faces charges including fleeing, assaulting an officer, and drug possession, with bonds totaling over $300,000. Gabbard was also detained on probation violations. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, though I-275 was briefly shut down. December 20th, 2023, Atlanta, Georgia. A man with over 37 prior arrests opens fire at a gas station, then speeds off in a gray SUV, 3 children in the back seat. At 12:15 p.m., police spot him near Jonesboro Road Southeast. What starts as a routine alert explodes into a heart-pounding pursuit. The danger? Beast in the back seat. Opens fire at a gas station, then speeds off, briefly shut down. December 20th, 2023, Atlanta, Georgia. A man with over 37 prior arrests opens fire at a gas station, then speeds off in a gray SUV, 3 children in the back seat. At 12:15 p.m., police spot him near Jonesboro Road Southeast. What starts as a routine alert explodes into a heart-pounding pursuit. The danger? Unimaginable. And the footage? You'll have to see it to believe it.
Shout out wifey. But auntie got left though? This nigga just go to a drive-thru? You thought that was gonna work? Wait, hold on, bro. There's no way you just tried to blend in and drive-thru and didn't know the car was mine.
After dropping off a passenger, the suspect suddenly sped away in a panic. Officers later revealed her 3 young children, ages 8, 7, and 4, were still inside the car. She just started screaming and yelling, said Officer Griffey, as the situation took a terrifying turn.
They gonna charge him from the children.
The driver led officers on a wild ride through Atlanta, into Forest Park, then back into Atlanta, racing through city streets at dangerously high speeds. The suspect drove with extreme recklessness, police said, pushing the limits at every turn.
You get him out of there. Oh, you going too fast. You tweaking.
At 2000 Lakewood Avenue, the male suspect suddenly swerved across a patrol car, clipping its front end and unintentionally performing a pit maneuver on himself. His SUV slammed into a utility pole, snapping it to pieces and crashing onto a roadside lawn. What drives a man to such reckless self-destruction in the face of overwhelming law enforcement?
Where that is, what side that is.
Officers were shocked to discover 3 children inside the wrecked SUV. All were immediately transported to a safe location for medical evaluation as they showed signs of pain and distress. How does a chase turn into a tragedy that endangers the most vulnerable? William Burris, a convicted felon with a staggering 37 prior arrests, was taken into custody after the pursuit. A firearm was recovered from the passenger side of his vehicle. He now faces charges including fleeing, driving with a suspended license, drug and firearm possession, 3 counts of kidnapping, and aggravated assault. Initially treated at Grady Detention Center, Burris was later transferred to Fulton County Jail.
Damn, they threw his ass under the bus. Fulton County. That nigga thug said, it's like, That shit like living in the New York sewers, nigga. But anyway, like I was saying though, they gonna hit this nigga with reckless endangerment, illegal firearm around children on 3 counts. He might even hit him with the kidnapping because she said stop, no, and he drove away. Them ain't his kids, he cooked. 3 counts of kidnapping. And he's a convicted felon. They get that nigga 30. They get that nigga 30. He don't need to come home. He's a risk to society.
October 7th, 2022, Clayton County, Georgia. At 10:43 a.m., a white Dodge Charger tied to a homicide investigation is spotted near Riverdale Road. It had been reported stolen just 1 day earlier. Officers move in fast. The suspect slows down, then stops. But what happens next turns a routine stop into a high alert moment that no one saw coming. Officer Camerad stepped out with his department-issued Glock 45 as I gave commands over the loudspeaker. The driver lowered the window and stuck his hands out, but refused to exit the vehicle. Moments later, he reached back inside, threw the Dodge into gear, and sped off, igniting the chase. With lights flashing and sirens blaring, officers chased the Dodge as the suspect pushed the car to dangerous speeds, weaving through traffic, ignoring laws, and putting everyone at risk. A suspected murderer with no regard for life or law. The situation was spiraling fast, with no units ahead and spike strips deemed too risky. Something had to give before it was too late. Suspecting a violent felon behind the wheel, officers held off on boxing in the vehicle. It was just too dangerous. But when the reckless driver, wanted for murder, refused to stop, a PIT maneuver became inevitable. After 2 attempts, the Dodge spun out. K9 Figo was deployed as the suspect tried once more to flee. What does it say about someone who risks everything, even after being cornered? Officers held position, waiting for backup and a ballistic shield. Sergeant Calvert arrived and gave commands over the PA, urging the suspect to exit peacefully with hands raised. When deputies from Clayton County arrived, they shattered the passenger window. Despite repeated warnings, the suspect refused to comply, prompting Officer Camera to deploy K9 Figo into the Dodge.
Now see, bro, a nigga like me, I'm just telling y'all the truth. A nigga like me, he don't think hard enough, bro. A nigga like me, I would've jumped in the back seat, popped the little seats down. Like, as I'm on the chase, bro, if I'm here in Georgia, bro, everybody know in Georgia, if the police on your ass and you're not getting away in the first 15 seconds, and you don't plan on stopping, they gonna pit maneuver your ass. If I see I'm getting close and they grab put me on my shit, seatbelt off, I'm jumping to the back seat. As soon as I feel that crash, boom, boom, take everything off, throwing it under the tire jar. I'm taking everything up. I'm tying myself up, put some duct. I got duct tape in my trunk. I'm putting the duct tape on my mouth, duct tape on my hand, like. I'm gonna be like, it was a nigga. You was driving my car. He kidnapped me. Like, where'd he go?
Officers couldn't see inside the Dodge, but they heard chilling words. He has a gun. He'll shoot the dog. Then, gunfire erupted from the vehicle. Deputies returned fire. Moments later, a ceasefire was called. K9 Figo was injured. The suspect, critically wounded. How close did this come to becoming deadly for everyone involved? The confrontation ended in a volley of gunfire after deputies reported the suspect threatened to shoot a police K9. Officers from Clayton County returned fire before a ceasefire was called. The suspect was transported in critical condition, while K9 Figo was taken to a nearby veterinary hospital. The incident highlights the extreme risks officers and their K9 partners face in the line of duty. April 27th, 2023. A black Harley-Davidson with no license plate sparked a wild pursuit on I-95. While patrolling the highway, a black Harley-Davidson with no license plate sparked a wild pursuit on I-95. While patrolling the highway, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper spotted the motorcycle weaving through traffic, trying to evade law enforcement. With lights and sirens blaring, officers moved in, but the rider had no intention of stopping. What followed was a high-stakes chase with lives hanging in the balance.
Listen, let me tell y'all something I learned. When you're on the bike, 9 times out of 10, you have no intent on stopping. You know the cops aren't gonna catch you, bro. Unless you're on some heavy shit like this. But if you're on a bike, you have no intent on stopping. Like, I wish I was recording yesterday when I did that to the police. Cause he couldn't do nothing about it. I was on a bike, he was in a car. What are you gonna do? Drive on the one-way street going the opposite way? I'm on my business though. Best of the video.
It's been reported that this motorcycle had evaded police on multiple occasions over the past few months, and this marks the 5th time the rider has fled from law enforcement. But what lies ahead for him now? Will he escape once again, or has his luck finally run out? The pursuit unfolded on a busy highway at speeds exceeding 80 miles per hour. The driver weaved recklessly between civilian vehicles, creating a dangerous situation for everyone on the road. In response, 4 patrol units coordinated a high-risk box-in maneuver, surrounding the vehicle to cut off any chance of escape.
Big one on wifey.
In the end, thanks to the coordinated effort of 4 patrol units, the motorcycle was safely brought to a stop. The rider was taken into custody immediately. During a search, officers discovered marijuana in his pocket along with several other illegal substances. He was transported to the county jail and is now facing multiple charges, including possession of controlled substances, fleeing law enforcement, and reckless driving.
He had everything. He had everything. He had crack, coke, milk.
April 29th, 2024, Florida. At 11:20 a.m., a black Dodge Charger blasts down I-275 at over 110 miles per hour, nearly twice the speed limit. Weaving through traffic like a missile, the driver shows zero regard for human life. Inside, 3 passengers. When officers move in, he hits the gas. Sirens scream. The chase is on, and it's only getting faster. The black Dodge Charger tore northbound on I-275 at speeds exceeding 130 miles per hour. The suspect weaved across traffic, performed dangerous evasive maneuvers, and used the far left lane to overtake every vehicle, turning the freeway into a high-speed gauntlet. The suspect was clocked at over 147 miles per hour, outrunning even the patrol unit already moving at that speed. After exiting at mile marker 40B, they turned south onto S. Lois Avenue, blasted through a solid red light at SR 60, and continued barreling down city streets with no signs of stopping. With traffic blocking both lanes, the suspect tried squeezing between a box truck and an oncoming car, striking both. Swerving wildly, he nearly lost control, but recovered. That's when the trooper initiated a pit. The maneuver spun the vehicle around, ending the chase. How many lives were spared by seconds of precision? The suspect, identified as Tavion Lajuan Robinson, was found hiding in a trash bin on Henderson Boulevard after fleeing on foot. He was taken into custody and returned to the scene. Robinson now faces charges including fleeing and eluding, battery, and obstruction. This case highlights how desperation can turn a traffic stop into a neighborhood-wide manhunt.
Keep trying to make a number more. 359. Hello? Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm in the back of a police car, babe. We got pulled over. And stuff. I wasn't driving though, so I should have been over there. Yeah. Hang on. Hello? Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who you was with?
Hey, not a mom, but you know, tell Tater, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, feel me?
Oh, that's what car it is? Everybody's safe. This are you hurt or anything?
In the back of a police car, clearly high and calling his own mother bro, the suspect made a phone call that was as chaotic as the chase itself. For many, that level of disrespect and self-destruction would be the final straw. It's a sobering reminder. Respect starts at home, and accountability is the first step toward a better society. Thank you for watching these high-stakes chases, from rescuing children after dangerous pursuits, K9s taking down murder suspects, to 110 miles per hour PT maneuvers, and suspects crashing into officers. These moments remind us, running...
Well, that video's over. Been like 25 minutes. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm sorry I wasn't more interactive in the second half, but you seen me eating. I was fucking this shit up. Play almost gone. Anyways, catch y'all niggas later.